Hey, ladies, welcome to the Single Moms United podcast, where we cannot spell united without the letter U or YOU. Hey, I want to send a shout out of Happy New Year. Welcome to 2025. I'm confident, ladies, that this is your year to thrive. Hopefully 2024 allowed you to open new doors and you take advantage of that and make it yours, because it's not about how you arrived at the single mom title. It's what you do with it, right? So this podcast is designed to encourage and motivate you, single mom. Being a single parent is not easy. It's not easy, but you can do it. You can do it. I'm confident. How do I know? Because I'm a single mom. Every challenge that pretty much all of them that you're facing, I faced and got through it. And so I want you to be encouraged today and put a smile on your face. You know, you're going to have a tough day every now and then, probably more often than not. But this is not the time to wallow in it, if that's an appropriate word. Get up, get moving. It's okay to feel sad and feel overwhelmed some days, but don't stay there. Don't stay there, Mom. You have a lot of work to do. You have a lot to show your child or your children. And so you can't stay in that, and for lack of a better term, have that pity party. It should be temporary. All right. So I've set my spiel, and I want to continue down the road of selecting words from the letter I. Today's word is impression. You know, impression is, what type of mark are you leaving on your children? What are they seeing, right? What type of impression are you making on them? You know, in the real world, we talk about first impressions are lasting impressions, right? How people meet you. They size you up in the first 7 seconds. Did you know that? But with children, it's different because this is long term. You know, once upon a time, I cared about what people thought of me. I really did. But they didn't sow into my life or weren't a real value in my life. But for some reason, I cared about what they thought. Just a natural response, right? Because that's what we're made of as far as our DNA. Here's the good news. It doesn't matter what people think of you, because you'll probably never encounter them again. It's a once in a lifetime thing. But your child or your children, it is important what they think of you. You know why? Because they're going to mimic a lot of your behaviors. That's right. If you get angry easily, guess what? You're probably encouraging or teaching them about anger and not being able to manage that. And that's an issue. You have to be careful about what impression you're leaving on your children, because at some point you are going to have to release them into the world. They are going to carry some of those same behaviors they saw you do as you were raising them. How do I know? I see things or hear my kids say stuff that I'm like, wow, I didn't mean for them to hear that. I didn't mean to display that behavior in front of them, but it happened. So how do you correct that? And you have to correct it. You should be allowing your children to see more positive behaviors than negative, because you're never going to totally suppress negative behavior. Your negative behavior should not be forefront of your interactions. You should be able to create a nice balance of what your children see, and most of it should be positive. Now, when you have that urge to share your real thoughts or display negative behavior, try to do it in private and not in front of the kids. Okay? They will pick up on that and they'll carry it. It is almost like You carrying a cold and you sneeze and the next thing you know your child is sneezing because they caught the cold, because unfortunately that's how these bad behaviors occur, as well as positive because they are like sponges. They pick up everything. But when we talk about the impression that you leave on your children, I encourage you to just display positive behaviors because there are so many influencers out there today where they can pick up other bad things. It's up to you, mom, to leave that positive impression. Now, here's my own slogan, and you can use it. You're welcome to use it. A hug a day keeps the bad influencing away. Again, moms, if you're trying to change your behaviors, which I strongly encourage you to do, and if you're struggling with that, again, just try to, channel that bad behavior outside of the kids, that they're not allowed to see that because it's only going to benefit you in the end. It really is. I get it. Life is something else. It is something else, and you have to learn how to deal with it. And we're not really taught, at least I wasn't, how to deal with life and the negative things that you have to contend with on a daily basis. And nobody teaches us that. But we are taught when someone gives us something to say thank you, right? When we cross in front of someone or so forth, we say excuse me or I'm sorry, that type of thing. But nobody teaches about the other pieces of life that we have to deal with. If you're like me, you learn through what you see, and your kids are like that as well. They're watching you and how you react. And if you don't go back and educate them, if it's bad behavior that they're seeing, then they're going to continue to go down that path in life. We have to have more of the 90% of them seeing positive things that we do and 10% negative because you're mad all the time or got an attitude all the time. And that's not okay. That's not okay. And you got to learn how to deal with that. So, again, moms, what type of impression are you leaving on your children? What do you want them to take with them as they enter into the world? And how to combat that negative behavior that they're going to experience from others out in the world. So just think about that because remember, this podcast is about critical thinking. And that's something you have to take and keep in mind. As a mom, we're more than just nurturers, we're mentors. We're educators. We want our children to do well. We have an opportunity to turn things around and be a positive role model for our kids. It's not going to be easy, but here's the good news. You can do this. You can do this. I promise you, you can do this, single mom. If you enjoyed today's episode about impressions, tell another single mom. And also visit my website, Single Moms United Podcast. Let me know. I would love to hear from you. There's also a survey out there. I would love to hear that, hey, yeah, this went well, or yeah, it really didn't do anything for me. And if it did not, I'd love to know why. Because again, this podcast is designed to motivate and encourage you, single mom. All right. Again, Happy New Year. I will continue to extract words from the letter I. And if you have a word choice you would like for me to elaborate on, let me know. Again, go to my website and leave me some comments, or go to my YouTube page and leave some comments. Have a great day, ladies. Take care.